Happy New Year, Dave.
Happy New Year, Mike.
I can't believe we're getting ready to start our fourth year doing this.
I know. In fact, it didn't say, we were talking before we started recording. It didn't seem like it's been 3 full years already.
Well, sure has. So
yeah.
Happy New Year to everybody out there, Mojovia, and Happy New Year to you, Dave. And we're just going to hit the ground rolling here in January.
Yes, we are. It's going to be a 2-drop month.
2-drop month, so that'll be lighter than December, but pretty typical, though, our 2-drop month.
Sure.
We got 2 episodes, 81 and 82. And for 81, we're going to revisit our topic wheel format. That's gotten some interest because we had just a handful of topics, which we'll still have eliminated for this next go around with episode 81. But now we've got like almost 30.
Oh, yeah. The listeners have been great about sending in their suggestions for a topic for the wheel. And we'll have a different guest on with us for that. Last time it was Evan. This time it's
going to be Jim Bates of Scale Canadian TV. He's going to be back on with us for in the third chair and taking on the wheel.
It's a good way to start the new year, man.
Well, Dave, I'm going to let you tell us about episode 82.
Well, episode 82, we are going to have on as a guest a fantastic modeler. And if anyone ever qualified as a subject matter expert, this guy does, Barry Numerick. And we're going to have Barry on, and we're going to talk about every type of model except ME109s.
I think you got that backwards.
Oh, damn. Okay, I guess we're going to talk about 109s. But Barry actually does. He has a wealth of general modeling knowledge. So that'll be a great one.
He does a lot of 109s, almost exclusively 109s, maybe exclusively 109s.
No, he's built ME323s, several of them.
Well, is he most or exclusively 72nd scale?
I believe now he's pretty much building exclusively in 72nd scale. I think when he was a younger, less experienced in the world, he may have strayed into the evil 48th scale and maybe even 32nd. But he's clearly seen the light and models now, I think, almost exclusively in God's one true scale. But we'll have to ask him about that.
Well, if folks like 109s and hearing everything about 109s
and other stuff.
But Barry's a fixture in our region.
Yes.
We see him quite a bit, and we see him at the national contest.
Yep.
And looking forward to that.
Yes, I am. This is the first time we'll have had Barry on the podcast, so I am really looking forward to that. As you noted, we're coming to the end of our third year. When we started this, did you ever think that we would have this many people listening?
I hoped, but I didn't really know. I didn't know how it would go. We had no idea how big the space was for all this to take place in. We had a little bit of an idea, but we got a real good idea now, I think. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. And not just the listeners listening via the podcast. We're getting a lot of participation on our Facebook page or Facebook group now.
Yeah, the dojo is hopping. In fact, I know listeners have been not only following stuff you or I post and making comment on it, but what's really happening that I like is seeing a lot of the listeners' builds. I mean, there's been lots of posts every day, and I got to say, I am amazed by the skill of many of our listeners. I mean, there's just some fantastic modeling going on out there.
Numbers-wise, what are we looking at now in the dojo?
We're looking at, I think, about 1,700. Maybe we were close to 1,800 last time I checked.
Well, it's getting a lot of attention, and I like it because it's just so much more inclusive for the listeners than the page we were trying to do before.
Yes, because of the way Facebook changed things, trying to post on the original Facebook page for the podcast they really messed with it, and that opening up the dojo was a good idea for getting us to be able to see more of what the listeners are doing.
Just all kinds of topics, from equipment recommendations to ideas to about every genre of modeling now has been included at some point. A few folks I consider standouts there. We'd probably be talking to some folks that we've seen their work in the dojo about coming on the show in the future, and we'll just go from there, man.
Yep, absolutely. I that is one thing. Again, another unanticipated advantage of not only the podcast but starting the dojo is when people are posting stuff in not only pictures of their models but interesting questions, interesting topics. It leads us to conversations and leads us to find people that we want to bring on and have an in-depth conversation with.
We'll be looking to have a few folks on from the dojo in the coming year, and man, we got a lot of stuff we've tried in 2022.
Yeah, it's 2020. Well, it's 2023 now, but 2022 is look back over the last year.
Well, Dave, it's a little early to talk about where we're actually going to be in 2023, but I think there's a lot of shows.
If I could get to every show that I want to get to, I'd be away from home nearly every weekend. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure that the model wife, as loving and understanding as she is, would go for that. So we're going to have to figure out what shows. I mean, obviously we're going to San Marcos. There's no question. And obviously we'll be at our own show here in Louisville. But as far as getting to everywhere else, you and I have to sit down and do some planning.
That's right. Well, I think you've got one on the schedule already.
Well, I've got one. I'm going up to Columbus. I'm hoping you're going to be able to come up with me. In addition, I'm going to try and get up to Minnesota in September because I've never been up there that far north to the show up there, and I'd kind of like to go.
We got to sit down and plan, man. There's a lot of shows, and
yes,
we can't make them all.
No.
As much as we'd love to.
Well, we could, but we'd be unemployed and divorced, and that's probably not a good look at our age.
Probably not a good play.
Yeah.
2023 show season aside, is there anything you hope to see happen on the podcast in 2023? I know we've got the live call-in thing with the Patreon and PayPal folks was pretty good. That worked out well. We'll do a better job next time. But given we'd never done it before, I thought that was a huge success.
It worked much more smoothly than I thought it would, even though it was bumpy because, again, this is the first time we've done it. We're learning the technology and then trying to tell somebody who's having a problem how to do it. But we're building some knowledge, so I bet you the next one's going to go a lot more smoothly. And, you're starting to play with video a little. I want to see if both of us can actually do a little YouTube posting just to supplement or round out or show people something maybe we talked about on the podcast, a problem or a solution or whatever. And, modeling is a visual medium. So no matter how well we describe it, if you can actually see it on a video, that would be fantastic. So I'm hoping to see a little more to see that develop in 2023. How about you?
Same thing. I like to see more video. I don't know how big we'll commit to that, but it's coming a little bit anyway. And then I think we've got the format down after 3 years. I'd hope so. And look forward to interacting with everybody. So I want to thank everybody once again for joining in over the last 3 years. And we look forward to kicking off the 2023 show season and the 2023 podcast season. And, sometime in the fall, we're going to hit episode 100. So, Dave, I'll add to my list that I want to figure out something to do for episode 100.
Something big.
Something big.
Well, and guys, all of you listening out there, keep the suggestions coming, whether it's for a topic on the wheel or whether it's for a full-blown special segment, whatever. The listeners really are good at giving us good suggestions. So if you've got an idea, please send it to us. We'd love to hear it.
All right, Dave, I think we better get off here and let folks get back to their New Year's, and we'll see everybody in 2023.
You got it.